It's far beyond us talking about our bags and our relationships. It's like, brothers, it's time for us to recalibrate and step into like our fullness. To even say to step into our purpose is on a low level. To step into our fullness, to step into that knowing who we are. That's what it's really about right now. Everything else is small talk.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you on based on whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. It's time to recalibrate. And if not now, then when? Right? Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about this whole December 21st transition / new world / the rest of it, right? I'm not one to just jump on a bandwagon just because people are saying, hey, this big event is taking place, nor am I someone that's going to talk about something that I really don't know about. And when it comes to this whole Mayan calendar, new world, brother, I don't know a lot about that, right? But what I will say is this. What I will say that over the last, 24, 48, 72, week and a half type time frame, I have had a lot of things happen. I have had a lot of vivid dreams. I've had a lot of vivid thoughts. I've had a lot of particular experiences that shifted things. And I'll be honest, brother, I have a newfound clarity again over this last few days during the last week and a half, give or take, right? And one thing I'm noticing is that, I can't say that it was the 21st, but I can say that something is happening. I do feel a newness, right? And it's two things that I'm primarily feeling, right? One is, kind of going back to what Wallace Wattles called the thinking stuff, the energy around us. And I mentioned that a lot, man. I never read it, right? So I'm going to read exactly what Wallace said. Again, it's in The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace Wattles. He says, there is this thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. Then he says this. He says, a thought in this substance produces the thing imagined by the thought. It's no different what I've been reading over the last few weeks, coming out of the Kabbalion, Hermetic text, talking about what God is, and any interruption in thought in this space will manifest matter. It's no different. So one of the things I'm feeling, regards to this, is it feels to me, brothers, it feels like this thinking stuff. It feels like it's heavier. It feels like it's denser. It seems like my thoughts are coming to reality way quicker. It's like someone might cross my mind that I haven't talked to in, man, I don't know how long. And all of a sudden they just, boom, shoot me a call or shoot me a text. Hey, what's going on? I'm just checking on you. I've had a number of thoughts over the last week and a half that seem so far-fetched that have panned itself out in the next 24 hours after I had those thoughts, man. So I'm thinking this thinking stuff, man, this substance around us, our abilities to create is much heavier now, man. And what that means is if it's heavier, and I'm not the only one feeling this, if it's heavier, that must mean we have to be more conscious of what we're thinking, which must means we have to be more conscious of what we're taking in. You know what I'm saying? To form our thoughts, man. I'm telling you, man, it's definitely a new world taking place. And I'm telling you, brothers, it's time to recalibrate. It's time to recalibrate everything about us. And I'm saying, if it's not now, then when will it be? The other thing I've noticed, man, is, how to say hindsight is 2020, right? Like, I've always been able to look at my past and extract certain things from it. But now it's like I have the ability to look at my past and really decipher it. In other words, I can look at my past and look at all the things that I'm talking about way back, and look at all the things that I've gone through. And one, I can see how they formed me, how they made the person that I am now. And me knowing how that formed me, now I can see the opposite. Like if that situation hadn't have happened, and it gives me a grander scale of things, right? And now I can see the full scope of what I'm able to be, if that makes sense, right? And two, it showed me how to prevent, any negative that would have come from that going forward. In other words, like for example, like I was just thinking about the other day, might have been yesterday. I was just thinking about what my life was like, strictly based on, my father not being in my life after a certain point in time, right? I could see that. I could see the, the damage that came with that. I could see, all, everything around surrounding that. And then I could turn around and look forward and look at the relationship with me and my son and say, you know what? In order to prevent that, this is how I need to move. In other words, like we don't know when it's our time to go. So we must start moving forward as men, as, making our children or putting them in position to be successors, setting them up with the bag, of course, but not only that, setting them up with knowledge. I say to myself, man, because my father was a bright man. And I say to myself, man, at 11 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, like I had the mental capacity to sit down with him and have conversations based on things that he knew that I could have, brought in, and held on to and grew from that. We think that we have forever, brothers, but we don't, man. So it just showed me how to look at the past, man, and dissect it and say, you know what, because history just simply repeats itself in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It just showed me how to move forward. And I'm telling you, brothers, with this energy surrounding us, it's like it's time for us to recalibrate. It's time for us to take this information and transform ourselves into something else. And I'm saying, if not now, then when? And I'm not even talking about like okay, guys, it's time to leave your career path and quit the workforce and da. Or it's time for relationships to be here. I'm not even talking about stuff such a low level of thinking, right? Of course, those are elements that we can expand on, but I'm talking about simply stepping into your righteousness. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about simply stepping into, that Psalms 91st type lifestyle, that protection, right? It's far beyond us talking about our bags and our relationships. It's like, brothers, it's time for us to recalibrate and step into like our fullness. To even say to step into our purpose is on a low level. To step into our fullness, to step into that knowing who we are. That's what it's really about right now. Everything else is small talk besides that. It's time for us to step into our righteousness, man. And the thing is, it's so much information on the in the world. There's so many books that we have access to now. The internet, social media, YouTube. You can get on YouTube and find information about levels of consciousness all day. This is new. You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, this wasn't a thing. If you didn't know somebody with this knowledge, or a neighbor with this knowledge, you really didn't have access to it. You just didn't know it existed, man. And I'm saying, brothers, it's too much knowledge in hand for us to not be moving in our righteousness, man. And the thing is, a lot of people are to the point now where this, knowledge is out, knowing who we are, knowing what we're capable of, knowing that we shouldn't live in any shape or form of fear, right? And a lot of people know this, and it's to the point now where they've ingested enough of it where it's brought them out of their comfort zone. They've reached their ceiling. They've reached the ceiling of what they learned in vacation Bible school and what they learned in church and Juma and all this stuff. Like they've hit that ceiling and they've taken one step out of it, and now it's uncomfortable. But it's almost like I know too much now. I've heard too much to go back, but at the same time, I'm scared to go forward into the unknown. That's where a lot of people are. And I'm telling you, you can't live right there right now. Like the time of just living in that gray space is gone. It no longer exists, right? It makes me think about, and this may be Exodus 14, when Moses came and he freed the people from Egypt, and they were, they had left, they had dipped, they were out, they were free. They were starting to feel what it felt like to be free thinkers, free, just having a free life, right? And then they got word that the Egyptians were en route to get them, and all of a sudden, man, they started freaking out. They was like, "Oh, bro, Moses, you set us up for failure, man. You set us up for failure. You brought us all the way out here just to die." And the brothers who said, "We told you this was gonna happen. We told you to just leave us alone in our trance state. Leave us alone, not having the ability to think for ourselves, move for ourselves, live in our righteousness," right? They said, "We told you about this, man." They said, you set us up. And Moses was saying, "Bro, like, fret not, brothers." He said what he said, I believe he said, "Be still, like chill out. Like if I came this whole way and told you this, then it's going to be okay, brothers." And I'm telling you, a lot of people right now are living on that fence. They're straddling that fence where it's like, man, like I know too much to go back. Like I'm starting to understand that like I'm starting to know who I am and what I'm capable of and what God, and all this stuff. It's like, man, but it's so easy, man. It's so comfortable to just go back to my old life. And I'm telling you, that gray area is gone. It's to the point now where every single person has to make a decision. Every single person has to make a decision. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. In 2022, this is what you're gonna see. This is what I believe you're gonna see in 2022. We're gonna see out of people. I think we're gonna see people excelling in life very fast, or we're gonna see people going the opposite direction at a high rate of speed, right? And I'm saying that based on again this thinking stuff, man. I'm saying that based on thinking, because this middle ground is gone. I was talking to a friend a few days. This was yesterday, I believe, right? And we were just talking about the differences, man. We say, like for years, like as far as we can know, there was such a peaceful state of knowing of this gray area. Like you can have people with differences, different religions, different all this stuff, different thoughts and beliefs and morals. And people could be in one room and one function, and you really couldn't tell what energy people were on, because the gray area was so vast. Life was just like a goulash. But now, man, I can just interact with people and I can tell what side of the fence they're on. I can tell if they're using this time to step into their righteousness, step into their fulfillment, step into their I am, or if they're wanting to just, be, I don't know what to say this without being offensive, but be, bot-minded, like a lot of people say, man. Would much rather have people think for them. All I'm saying is this, man, like now is the time. Like now is the time, people have been on the fence. Now is the time to make a decision, because there's no room for drifters now. There's no room for drifters with this energy being so thick. There's no room for just a blank mind, for just someone who's just living aloof. That time is gone, brothers. So it's like, it really comes down to, me making a conscious decision. Like, am I going to conform, or am I going to recalibrate? This state of limbo thinking that the whole world has been in, and that's a comfortable state, man. Like there's a peace being in this gray area. We don't really know how people are moving, man. There's a peace and high level of comfort to that, man. But I'm telling you, man, like this world of limbo is gone. So brothers, we must recalibrate. And I'm saying that if it's not now, when?